Talk about it with Franjez. Today we have 4 special guests. Mike from HotWorx, Andrea from Drip Bar, Lucia Luppino Skincare, and Hana from SYR. Thank you, everybody, for joining this conversation. How's everybody doing today?
Thank you for having us.
Let's run up the line and just tell us how you're doing today, and then we can move on.
We'll start with Mike.
Right,
sure. Yeah. I'm doing pretty well today. Just another day of work, and meeting these fine, lovely ladies throughout the course of my experience with HotWorx so far. So I can't complain. Awesome. It's coming along as quickly as possible, I can say.
Nice. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. These 12-hour days, 7 days a week. So, no, honestly, I'm living my best life. I really am. I don't think I've ever been happier in my life. I'm doing my thing. This is my passion, helping people feel better every single day. So,
can't wait to get into it.
I can't wait for you.
I feel the energy. I love it. I love it.
You have good energy.
Lucia, how you doing today?
I'm good. This is a night out for me. I mean, I work all day and then I go home to my kids. So this is a night out. I'm enjoying it. I'm happy and grateful to be asked to do this. So,
all right.
So excited.
Awesome.
And returning guest, Hana, how you feeling?
What's up, everybody?
You be co-hosting
This is my
today.
midday shift right now because after this I have to go to an event in the city and network and meet people. But yeah.
You're doing
Loving
good, though?
life.
It's a good day? You're loving it?
You know what? You just have to love life and live it every day.
Awesome.
There's a saying, you only die once, but you live every day.
I like it. I like it.
That's my new motto.
I like
2025.
I love it. Let's run up the line. Where were you born?
I was born in the Bronx, New York. So I've been living in Westchester practically my entire life.
Tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Whew. Come from Italian American family household, so I know. Everything was earned, never given. That was the motto of the household. If I didn't have it, why should you have it? You have to learn from the ground up, and that was kind of like what was instituted in our household as well. So everything was work, but obviously they parented well and did the best that they could do for us. So not to totally knock my parents, but they definitely were supportive, to say the least. But
they did okay.
Did all right.
Where were you born?
Bronx, New York.
Yeah,
Pelham Bay Hospital, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Bronx, New York. My parents then moved up to Westchester when I was 5. I have a younger sister, 6.5 years younger than me. We didn't have a lot. My dad was a butcher growing up, but he was a paratrooper, Vietnam. Wow. He was military, so growing up with him, it was hard to keep a boyfriend, I can tell you that. We didn't see a couple for a while. We're not quite sure what happened to them. So he'd show you the gun collection, and some of them didn't make it past the den. So, that was how we vetted back in the day. Most things when I was growing up fell off the back of a truck. So, hard to explain that to some people, to be like, the barter system isn't for everybody. I get that. But growing up in Westchester, you do learn your way. And I'm fortunate enough, that I have a business in Westchester now, too.
Very nice. Congratulations.
I appreciate that.
Awesome. Lucia, where were you born?
I was born in Mount Kisco, New York, in Westchester. I still do everything in Mount Kisco, even though I live in Pelham. I live in Pelham, but I do everything in Mount Kisco and Chappaqua, where my office is. And I'm also from an Italian family. My mother was born in Italy. My grandparents. I understand, strict Italian family, not allowed to do anything. So I was kind of sheltered my whole life, and now I'm kind of, seeing what life is all about. So.
Nice.
Happy to be here.
I like it. Anything you want to add? We've been to this already since you've been here.
Born in Brooklyn, Bronx, now Westchester, and I love Westchester. I call it Bestchester now.
Awesome. All right, HotWorx. Let's start it off.
HotWorx.
What is HotWorx?
HotWorx is a 24/7 infrared sauna facility. So we implemented exercise and infrared saunas into one. So it's all virtually instructed. I'm located in Harrison, New York. Just doing our build-out stage right now. So I'm not quite done with construction. We should be coming along probably in the next month or so.
And dig a little deeper into what is the benefit of this specific
infrared
way
sauna?
of
Listen,
infrared over a regular sauna?
you,
What are
you
the differences?
detox. This is infrared sauna as opposed to the vapor sauna. So the infrared's like the infrared lights from the sun.
Cool.
So there's a lot more benefits to it as opposed to just like, you can't breathe well in that kind of sauna. So it kind of makes it more feasible and better to actually work out in it. So that integration is probably like something that the market hasn't seen yet. So I'm very happy to bring it about to Westchester.
So how does it work? It's saunas and showers and a locker room?
Yeah, so
how's it built up?
we have saunas. We're building out 7 infrared, 3 of them for high intensity interval training. So I have hot cycle, hot row, and it's a glorified elliptical / bike. HotWorx own like manufactured equipment. The other 4 saunas will be isometric exercises like Pilates, yoga, bands, hot core. So just like stretching and absorbing the benefits like that. And then there's a separate FX zone area, so you can do like muscle strengthening, barbells, kettlebells, battle ropes, etc. So non-heated gym workout area as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And showers.
And showers as well, yes. Of
And a
course.
locker room.
Yeah.
Okay.
A few little locks, but not like the traditional like gym. It's like more studio sense, so it's an 1,800 square foot facility as opposed to like the 30,000 big box gyms like 24-hour, LA Fitness, etc.
How does the 24-hour access work?
We have a Brevo system, so you access it through your app. It unlocks the doors for you, and then you're able to use the facility anytime you like. Doors are always locked in our facility as well. It comes equipped with 7 Eagle Eye cameras, so everything's monitored, making sure you're protected.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
pretty excited for it to come.
Yeah, sounds good. I like that.
Yeah.
The Drip Bar. You're the franchise owner, am I correct?
I am.
Beautiful.
I am. I own Westchester. Yeah. So we're the Drip Bar. I am the Drip Bar, sole proprietor. We do IV vitamin therapy. And so I've been doing IV vitamin therapy now for probably 8 or 9 years myself. And so I couldn't find it at the level that I'm doing it at. And so I decided that, very long story short, that I wanted to find a place like the Drip Bar. And I can tell you that we have a sterilization system where we compound the vitamins into the bag. So basically it cuts down on any kind of infection. We only buy from the top compounding pharmacies in the country. And we have a research and development team made of oncology surgeons and naturopathic doctors. And for someone like myself, I'm a 2-time cancer survivor, that if I'm going to be doing something like this, I can't do it just anywhere. I have to make sure that I am safe. And I wanted to bring this kind of modality to my own community because we really didn't have it. We have places that do drips, but we are a true drip company. And that is important to most folks in my community that are dealing anywhere from, with cancer. We get lupus, Crohn's disease, RA, all types of inflammation. And we're able to help these folks in a safe, very spa-like atmosphere. We have about 2,100 square feet, which is super cool because it's a big, beautiful lounge that we can have events in as well. So it's served us well. We have a beautiful lab that has, our sterilization system in it. And so there's guys with Petri dishes in there all the time, making sure that we are doing what we say that we're doing. And so I'm really happy to bring this to my own community because I've been in that community of Rye for more than 35 years.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
Nice.
neat concept. I love what, that's how I met Andrea was.
We're going to work really well together with everything he's doing because we also don't have infrared sauna. We have a red light therapy with salt, and it's a totally different benefit. You know what I mean? But I love the fact because we're not set up with showers. I mean, which is really necessary. So what you're doing is amazing. And for and listen, they work out, and then they can come rehydrate with us. A lot of people will say like hydration, right? Everybody thinks about how the Kardashians were doing and everything, and actually they gave us a terrible name because there's so many more benefits to it. We are so deficient in so many things that most people don't get it. And it could be simply that you don't have any vitamin D. Vitamin D is essential for organs to fight off disease. Viruses, COVID now, right? But people don't understand that because our doctors aren't telling them that.
Yeah.
And we can test for that, simple. And so people start feeling better after that. You know, people that want to conceive to have a child, if their vitamin D levels aren't where they need to be, it's not going to happen. It's simple things that regular mainstream doctors aren't saying. We've become a real great resource for the community. And, you know, listen, we have celebrity clients, you know, we have everyday clients that are just looking to support the well-being, you know, and we've been able to do that. So it's very gratifying. It really
Amazing.
is. Yeah.
So do you do blood work or anything where you find out?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how you find out
We do
who's
some
deficient
panels.
in what.
Yeah, we do some stuff. Not everything. You know, we ask clients to come in if you have it with you, do it through insurance. Absolutely. We don't take insurance. We take HSA, FSA, Flex Money. We do take that, which
that's good to
which
know.
is it is
Yeah.
really good to know. You know, a lot of folks take advantage of that because they've saved that money to do it, and that's how they pay. You know, we work with a lot of clients too. My main goal of doing this was that I can help as many people as possible, and we have a lot more coming. I'm working with our oncology naturopathic doctor now, who wrote a book that we had a book signing for, and him and I are getting together, putting our heads together to bring something really cool to our community for
Amazing.
basically everybody. Yeah, and that's important to me. It really is. So it's more than just doing IV vitamin therapy. So much more is coming, you know, and it's exciting.
Amazing.
They do basic drips for even like athletes, which is great. So a lot of athletes go
Definitely,
for facilities
yeah.
as
We
well.
have a lot of athletes, pro athletes, semi-pro. We have celebrities that come to us. Well, I'm HIPAA compliant, so I can't talk about that. I'm your HIPAA friend.
Absolutely.
You know, no, it is amazing. You know that they trust us in that. I have doctors, I have scientists, I have oncologists, I have all types of folks that come to us that I'm like, wow, that's really validating. They bring their family. You know, once they find out how we do it, they don't go to the other places that just do drips. They come to us because they see our facility. They know they've asked the right questions, and those are the folks that, I really want to be able to serve. It's important. Yeah.
Congratulations.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
On the cancer surviving.
Listen, we didn't really have a choice there. But, it's like, you know what? For a very long time, I didn't want to even talk about it. I buried it. I didn't want to be known as that person. And I have to tell you, not until probably the last maybe 5 years, I had no choice but to accept it and then to talk about it. I still have folks that come in and they'll whisper, I had cancer too. And I'm like, why are you whispering? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people aren't willing to talk about it. And in my experience, it really sucks when you have to reinvent the wheel because there's so many people that are struggling out there. If you know something that can help somebody, open your mouth. Say something. I probably say too much, which is no surprise there. So, but you know what? I always tell people my age. I'm 56 years old. Like, I have so many more years ahead of me. I can't wait. I just got started because now the experience that I have and the things that I've gone through, right? When you look at a diamond, I consider myself a diamond. It takes a whole lot of pressure to become a diamond. And let me tell you, that is a pressure that I have been through. But I'm not done. I'm only getting started, and I've never felt better in my life. And I know I'm on zero medication. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor, and I do drips. That's what I do. I was 24. I was 24 years old the first time.
Wow.
And then I was 39 the second time. 2 totally different kinds of breast cancers. Who knew? Totally different, treatments, surgeries, chemo, radiation, and there's a lot. We always watch for lymphoma now because I'm highly susceptible to lymphoma, and we're watching. I just had my last checkup, and so far good to go. And I'm just like keeping anything at keeping it at bay. But you know what they say? Every day we get cancer. Every single day, it's how our immune system deals with it. That's why keeping your immune system as high as you can, giving your body the fuel to be able to fight off disease, virus, whatever it is, autoimmune, right? One little thing goes wrong and bam, it could just take you down. And we get a lot of folks like that are really sick of mainstream and they're not getting answers. They get blood work, right? And they come in and they're like, hey, my blood work looks good, but I feel like crap. What can I do? What can I do? It's like, well, let's figure it out. We take it slow, and it makes me mad because I'm non-medical. And if I can figure it out, why can't a lot of these doctors be able to help their folks? But that's like a whole nother.
That's a whole
nother podcast, my friend.
We might get to it. We got a lot of time.
You never know.
But Andrew, you bring up a good point because it's a lot of people we bring. We put our health like last as opposed to like everything else in life.
Yeah.
We strive for everything else, but you only realize your time is limited here when it's almost taken from you.
Yeah.
So that's why like you really have to focus on health, and that's why I jumped into HotWorx. I love their concept. Meeting Andrea at the Drip Bar, that was, I was blown away from our concept as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's like the message for myself, even for like people I do talk to. I'm like, 2025 is your year for health. Put your health first, and then everything else falls into place.
Amazing.
I think we have a lot of opportunities this year, maybe that we didn't even have over the last, maybe decade. I think people are waking up in a way to be like, hey, I have to take control of my own health, and people aren't taking maybe their doctors, they're not taking what they're saying and saying, well, that must be law. They're saying, hey, that doesn't sound right, or I'm going to look into this myself. And then they take it to the next level, right? Because people don't realize too, it's mind, body, soul. And even at the Drip Bar, I am the bartender at the Drip Bar, by the way. I am the bartender at the Drip Bar. I wear a lot of hats, and I had this woman crying yesterday. I didn't mean to make her cry, and it was but I could just tell even from just her mannerisms. And I'm so tired. Everything she said to me, it actually rang like very personal for me. Like I really saw myself in her in a lot of ways, a much younger version anyway, and I was sort of like, wow, like no one told me. And I don't know, I think I was just either in a mood or I had a meeting that I wasn't happy with. And I was like, listen, here's the deal, put down the stuff that doesn't serve you. You have to learn. And I took like two things and I held them up. And I said, you see this? And I said, they're really light, right? I said, but if I'm going to hold this for 6 hours, what's going to happen? They're going to get heavier. And then they're going to get heavier and heavier. And as soon as I got my hands to my side, she just started to cry. I was like, uh-oh. Yeah. But I realized that whatever she's holding on to is so heavy, right? And here I am doing IV vitamin therapy. This is what we're doing, but people come and they need to release other things. So I try to take that opportunity while they're dripping to get to know each and every client, because not only am I getting to know them, but then someone else might walk in and say, hey, this is what I'm feeling. And I'm like, hey, I may not know anything about that, but I just talked to someone that did. Have you ever tried this? Oh, I never tried that. Maybe I should try that. So I network within my network, and I've become a resource for people, But a lot of times I have to tell them, I'm not talking to you as Drip Bar, I'm talking to you as Andrea, because I walk a very fine line,
Oh, yeah, professionally, yeah.
Well, medically, too.
I can tell you what I can tell you what
you
I
can't
do.
Diagnose, or there's
Absolutely
a
not.
100%.
We don't
like
treat.
You can't even tell someone to
we don't
take
diagnose.
a Tylenol.
Nope.
Yeah.
We don't treat. We don't diagnose. We actually support, and that's what we do. Yeah.
Once you're considered a medical facility, there's a fine line.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
I can tell.
and I'm very.
You can't even.
I
Yeah.
can tell.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And I'm very
wow.
careful.
No.
Very careful. So I will be very clear about where it is coming from. Yeah, for sure. But you know what? I'm walking that fine line. We'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Keep it safe. Keep
We'll
it
see
safe.
what happens.
You've never recommended Tylenol. That's
Never,
it. That's
ever.
recorded.
Wow,
She's
that's
never
interesting.
said
I didn't know
Tylenol.
Ever.
All right, let's
Oh my
move on.
That was great.
Lucia
So
Luppino.
motivating. I'm like motivated from this conversation. I can't top that.
Yeah.
I won't top that.
Go.
Okay. What
All right, so what? Yeah, what?
I know. I'm all in your conversation right now, thinking about what you said.
She's like, what drip should I get? What drip? I need a drip.
I'm coming in
shot.
this weekend.
That's
Just let me lay there for 3 hours.
Oh, we get people that do too. They're like, just a few more minutes. I'm like, no one's judging you.
Yeah.
Hang out.
That's
I
such
said,
a
but if your
relaxed
wife
whole
comes in,
atmosphere.
she's got to kill you outside because we don't do that here.
That's
All
extra.
right. Lucia Luppino Skincare and Wellness.
Yes. So I'm Lucia. I work for Northwell Plastic Surgery. I do all the skincare, hair laser, lymphatic massage, scalp treatments, you name it. I do it in the office. I work for 2 plastic surgeons. I'm the only esthetician in Northwell Health. And Northwell Health is really big. So that's what I do.
But what specifically is it that you do in your office?
Oh, okay. I do everything from teen facials to
Teen?
teen facials. So teenagers who have acne or blackheads, whiteheads, cystic acne. I'm an acne specialist. I'm not good on the spot, so I get very nervous, guys. I'm sorry. I know this isn't on anything right now.
It's a hard act to
You're
follow.
doing-
but-
I don't even
You're doing fantastic.
You listen,
Just
you
be
shot
you.
last.
Lucia, just be you.
So yeah, I do teen facials. I do post-op facials. I do Oh my god.
Regular
Can't
facials.
talk. I do regular facials. I'm a hydrofacial specialist. I try to incorporate hydrofacial in every treatment that I do because it does so many different treatments. Whether, like I said, it's acne or it's anti-aging or someone who has like rosacea, things like that. So
Nice.
I do a lot of that. Post-op lymphatic drainage massage. After somebody gets liposuction or a tummy tuck, I do a light massage to help that lymphatic fluid drain out. I do that. Hair laser. Everybody needs hair laser. It's actually hair
Everybody
laser
needs-
season right now. I mean, whether it's men's
sign up.
backs or, legs, arms,
Yeah.
underarms.
How long do
You
they
can
tell
say
you?
you're
How long
Brazilian.
does it go for?
Brazilian's my most popular treatment. That's like,
How long does a procedure like that go for?
how long does
Yeah,
it
like
take?
if someone would go in and say, I want like my back.
Hair laser,
Yeah.
so it's like 8 to 10 treatments, one for the hair growth cycle, so 4 to 6 weeks apart. Everybody's hair growth is different, but I usually say 8 to 10 treatments. For the back, it usually takes me half an hour. It doesn't take very long.
Okay.
It kind of feels like a rubber band's hitting your skin.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hurt that bad, but some people think it
I was
hurts.
always thinking
Some
because
body parts
considering it's
hurt
like,
more.
like one of the long, like the biggest like parts of your body. I was
The
figuring
back?
like
Yeah, it's really just like a pinch.
Okay.
Like I said, some body parts hurt more than the other. Like if I'm doing Brazilian, it really hurts. Lip, chin, that's another popular treatment. What else do I
Does
do?
it cost? Does it vary like based on cost? Yeah. So how does that like work out? Like if you want to do back as
Asking
opposed to
for a
Brazilians. Certain people can like talk about this as people come to this facility. I can be like, oh, I know
no.
somebody. She
Yeah.
charges X, Y, and Z.
Back hair laser, usually I either charge per treatment or for a package. So it varies. Back, I would say it's $150 for the back for
Okay.
each treatment. But if you buy a package, it's discounted a little bit. I do monthly specials every couple of months.
Okay.
So, yeah, stuff like that.
Take out your phone and book an appointment.
No,
bro.
whatever you want to do. You want me to
He's
handle
a hot
It's
lead.
hair laser season right now.
He's a hot lead right now. He's not a prospect.
I like to learn about other businesses.
He's not a
so, I'm just trying
prospect.
to,
He's
like,
a lead.
You can't be tan while doing hair laser. You can't be on antibiotics. So
Oh, really?
in the
Wow.
summer,
You say
usually
you can't
people
be on
don't.
antibiotics?
Yeah, you can burn easily.
Oh, wow.
On antibiotics.
Okay.
Wow.
You see, some people didn't realize that.
I use a Candela laser.
Ooh.
So Gentle Lace Pro.
Wow.
It's one of the better lasers. I do that. I do a lot of scalp treatments. A lot of people right now, their hair is thinning. So CareView scalp treatments. I also just brought on Plated Skincare, and they have a scalp treatment that grows your hair and actually helps turn it from gray to your natural color.
Oh, really?
So I'm trying
If
to
you know what the natural color is.
Whatever
and then,
it is.
Yeah, all right.
What's
I actually
elaborate on
tried it,
that
so
one?
my gray
that's
hairs-
like a big
It's
thing that
called
people are going through.
plated skincare. It's exosomes. So I'm looking into it, and I actually just ordered
That is amazing.
and it's gonna be in my office.
Okay,
by next
that's
week.
huge,
It's
I'll
yeah.
go with you. Let's sign up.
Yeah,
So you first.
Mike, you have a lot
I'll
of
do that.
questions.
You do
Let's
that.
go.
You'll
I love
film.
it.
it helps promote hair growth.
I love that. I have a lot of clients actually, because a lot of clients will come in and they want to know like, what can I do? And they're like, give me
A lot of
everything.
people's hair is
And,
thinning.
yeah,
It's
and a
like,
lot of
I don't
women
know.
like
We talked about
around
that.
my
Yeah.
age or so
Not yours.
that thin, you
Yep.
know, and they want to, they're doing,
Right?
PRP, they're doing all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff,
PRP
but they're
is
always
outdated,
looking.
yeah.
They're always looking for
outdated.
alternatives. Yeah, they are.
I
That
don't
is
think
amazing.
PRP works very well for hair growth.
No, because it's a known fact that when you're pulling your own blood. So
You
if you're
don't
not
know.
feeling well,
Right.
it's not going to be as strong
100%.
as if you're
Yeah.
feeling fantastic or
Yeah.
when you're younger versus when you're older.
They don't.
So there's
they're
a lot
not
of
happy
variables.
with it.
No.
Yeah,
It's
There's
some of
no
the clients.
consistency. No consistency.
That is so good. You got to advertise that
Yeah, I
because
should.
promote that. That is huge. And if you have anything, I'll keep it at the Drip Bar too because
Okay.
I have tons of clients that
Yeah,
are
for scalp.
They'll
Scalp
come in
health
and
is
be like,
very
"Look
in
at
right
this."
now.
I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah,
Well, that's a
lot
such a
of
big
people
market.
have thinning
Okay.
hair right now. I don't know what it
I don't have a
is.
drip for
I mean,
this.
I know it's like perimenopause.
It's, no, it's even younger.
Even
my
COVID
age,
and stuff
younger.
like that.
I'm
it's
talking
like
about guys
coming,
in their
like, the hair
20s are
follicles,
thinning
right?
their hair.
I don't know
We're seeing that.
why it's happening, but it's very popular right
Lifestyle,
now.
food, it's
Yeah,
a lot
nutrition,
different.
I think
Nutrition.
it's
That's,
different.
stress.
I mean, I know so
Iron
many people like
deficiency.
they're running right to
Stress will be-
Turkey to do
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Oh
implants.
yeah, yes.
But you
Because it's
still
only
need maintenance.
$5,000 over there.
Yeah,
It's
as
cheaper
opposed
over
to,
there.
like,
It's like
3 times
20,
year round, right?
$30,000 here.
Yeah, so that's like a big definitely
know.
market for you to definitely
I'd
talk
definitely
about.
go if I needed it. I would go to Turkey, no problem.
Heartbeat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Oh,
problem.
yeah.
So this is probably an alternative.
I gotta
You
call
know,
her.
you never know.
Possibly. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, it's an alternative.
I also work with plastic surgeons. I work under 2 plastic surgeons, board certified plastic surgeons. So anything, I'm in the treatment room with them, helping them, assisting. So I do a lot of that
Nice.
too.
That's awesome.
And I have medical grade skincare. I'm also a spinning instructor. I have a lot. I'm a spinning instructor.
you
That's
hiring?
how I started. That's how I started. Spinning makes me happy, and I enjoy working
We
out.
have hot
So I
cycle,
try-
so I'm just saying.
I would love to come, and I would love to. I'm trying to. I do like. I'm
Such an
spinning every
ambitious
night.
group, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
It
Well, I'm
makes me
spinning
happy.
every night, but
Yeah.
I
not
used
like
to-
that. So I like the way you do it
They're always
better.
doing
But
so
I
like
also-
Hannah's going somewhere like right after here. It's like they're so ambitious. This group.
Yeah.
I
don't
know,
I'm not
honestly.
leveling up
I'm gonna
here.
go on my bike.
I'm going to bed.
You're in
She's
the
going
room.
on her bike. I'm going to bed.
You're in
I
the
also
right
have 2
room.
kids though, so I don't really get to do a lot of stuff.
You got young
and
kids.
they're all moms. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
we are. But
Hannah.
yeah,
Yes.
Hannah, let's get a little catch up since the last time you were here. You moved
I
and you
moved,
opened
relocated,
up.
and I did a Jack and Jill model now. So we have Surf for men and for her, just because my previous background, we had a lot of female clients, and they didn't want to walk into a men's spa, which I completely understand. So we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Sky's the
I did
limit.
experience
Opening up
my
in New York
first
City
facial
next
with
month.
at Hannah's facility, by
Yeah.
the way.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How'd you?
it was
how'd you
great.
like it?
Great experience. Never had a facial
We had
before.
nothing to gauge it against, so we
So
did all
he's-
right.
Yeah, exactly. So,
your
far
first
she's like
facial?
2 thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to get a bong because we're getting a lot of guys that it's their first. I said, all right, how do I promote this? And it was too risque to say, hey, we popped your cherry. So we're going to get a bong to like hit. So every time
Yeah.
we hit it,
I
that
love
means
it.
it's their first.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oren gave me that idea.
Nice.
Yeah, so, But what's great about this group, I started in the industry literally 22 years ago as an esthetician.
Wow.
Then I went right into the gym business.
Correct.
And opened up a spot in the gym. So it's crazy how when I hear your story and what you're doing now, it's like so forward of
Yeah.
where the gym business has been. And with the IVs, IV therapy started becoming really popular. It was started in Vegas with the hangovers. That's
Yeah.
really what it was for.
Yeah.
But then COVID came.
Yep.
And then it was all about the vitamins, about
Yep.
fighting the immune.
Yeah.
And when I walked into your facility, because I've consulted and I've done a lot over these years, and I saw how the drip companies have grown, and there's different chains and stuff. And I'll never knock anyone's business, but I can tell you, and it's a lot to get me like silent and stuck. When I walked into your facility, I was like, holy shit, like, wow.
Yeah.
It is the real deal because as I've learned throughout the years, there are a lot of other compound pharmacies
Yep.
or companies that make these ingredients and you're just pulling from one syringe, popping it in. Like, do you really know? Because
Yeah.
it's going in your system.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm not going to downplay like facials and stuff, but it's superficial.
Yeah.
You're putting something
Yeah.
into your system. It's going to affect your organs. It's going to affect your blood. And like, you have the real
Yeah.
deal.
That's why I like doing stuff like this because thank you for saying that,
Yeah,
by the way.
'cause it's-
So I try to educate as many people as possible that shows that we are not like the rest. I took years trying to find what it is that I'm doing with the drip bar, how they do it, because I've been everywhere. When I first started doing this, like my oncologist sent me to an infusion center because my numbers weren't good. And I just thought I was a burnt out mom, but it was more than that. And when I walked into this place, I mean, it was god awful. And I was like, I am not going to do this. Just the smell. And listen, the people that were there for various reasons. And I was like, this is not going to work for me. But he convinced me to stay because it was a state run. You know what I mean? Like, so I had to do it. And this is going back 9 years. So this is, IV wasn't a thing. I didn't even know what I was getting in the bag. I just trusted whatever they were giving me because I needed it. Long story short, after 3 months, getting my blood work done, coming out, and seeing that I was like a whole nother person. I was like, how is that possible? But you learn along the way. Like I had leaky gut. Like I wasn't able to hold on to
Which
these
affects
things.
a lot of people.
A lot of people. And then
Huge.
I also have a gene called MTHFR. So I don't methylate B vitamins. Yes.
I use methylated pea.
There you go. Yes.
Let's talk
So-
about it. What
yeah.
is it? Actually got me
Let's go.
So
really-
no, you learn these, listen, you learn these things about genes, and I went down that rabbit hole for many reasons for myself, right? And so I learned certain things, one being MTHFR, which happens to be a genetic mutation that obviously went through my parents somehow, and then both my kids have it too. So we don't methylate. So our bodies don't make the conversion for and you see a lot of these drinks today, right? And the drinks have the vitamin B in it, right? And so that, you don't want that. That is a synthetic. You don't want to do that. The body does nothing with that and actually can harm you, right? It's not good. Your body has to figure out anything you put in your body has to figure out what to do. So at the drip bar, it's like all of our they're methylated already. So all of the green flags that I was getting with the drip bar back in the day, back when I first discovered it, but I had to travel. Do you know? Because I had to travel after the 3 months, getting my blood work back. I said, wow, this is life changing. But now I couldn't find it anywhere. I had to go out of state. So once a month, I'm trekking to another state, getting this done. And like you said, you mentioned when COVID came, right? So now things are starting to shut down. But these places were now essential. But now they started popping up more local. And I'd go to some local places and I'd get it done. But I wouldn't ask the right questions. Not until I brought my kid. I brought my kid, who's also autoimmune, sick for a very long time, doing well now. But when I brought him, my mom hat went on. I said, so, hey, wait a second. So where are you compounding that vitamin? And it's like, when you learn that it's at the same table that they eat their lunch at, you're like, oh, that's probably not a good idea, right? This isn't. So, okay, and where do you get the vitamins from? Because we buy from the top compounding pharmacies. There's a lot of great pharmacies. We have strict protocols. We actually put what we say in the bag. That is a part of what we do. You have my word on that, right? And you get every penny, and every penny you spend there, you will get. And so that is important to me. When I opened, I actually said, I want to treat people like I want to be treated and better. My mom said that too. You do that, and that this is gold. And I think we've been able to do that. But asking the right questions, no matter where you go, you're putting this right directly into your bloodstream. People don't ask the right questions. They always assume that something right is being done to you. No, ask questions and then use your own best judgment. It's like there's places popping up all the time. And I have clients calling me and they're just like, do you know this place is going in? I'm like, I know. What are you going to do about it? Well, I don't know. What am I going to do about it? I'm just like, tell your friends. And I've had actually clients go to other places because they wanted to save money. At the end, they didn't save money. And at the end, they came back and actually were like, oh my God, we're never leaving because we now know what we have here from the customer service. See, when someone is not well, right? And you see that. They don't always show their best self, right? And so what you do is I can read the room really well now. And I welcome them in like I'm welcoming them into my own home. And I make them comfortable. I make them put their feet up. I make them put leg compressions on. That's all comped. I'm not dollaring my people to death. I am just not going to do that. Because especially when you're not feeling well. And 9 out of 10 times, you're going to feel better leaving than when you walked in. Right? Your time is a commodity. So the time you spend with me, 100%. I'm going to make sure that it is spent well. Mm-hmm. And if you had a good experience and you felt well, please come back and tell your friends.
I can attest to that for sure.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, where you been then?
I've been dealing with construction, by the way.
That I know. Exactly why you need to come back. This is why.
You would die. I went to an IV place right before COVID. It was 2020 when I had my practice in the city. And my cousin's like, oh, I know the owners. Let's go down. And they had these weird couches. I'm like, whatever. And then she was on a desk. And I'm like, looking.
Yeah.
Because they were, it was supposed to be a compound of all these things. And they're drawing, from all these vials.
You don't even know what
I literally walked out. I was like, there's no way in hell this is going in my system.
My nurses, they got their hands in the hood. They're compounding in there and everything. I mean, it is hospital grade. We can compound chemotherapy drugs if we wanted to. We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But we can. We are hospital grade. And we take that very seriously. It is uber expensive. I will tell you that. But it is worth every penny keeping people safe. And that's when people look at our prices too. And we're fair. We are absolutely fair. We give $50 to everybody on their first trip. We will never sell you a membership either. You know that? On the first time, never do that. Because I want you to feel that. And then I want you to be able to come back, tell me how you feel. And then if it's going to work for you and your lifestyle, then consider a membership. It's the best value. value. And you get a ton of perks with that too. We've made it so sweet. And honestly, it's like, yeah, we're a franchise and they have their rules and regulations. I know what I can do. I know what I cannot do. I stay within my protocol, but I probably give a little bit too much. You know what? I'm okay with that though.
Don't
I'm
put
really
that
okay
on the
with
record,
that.
Andrea.
Yeah. I walk that straight line. I stay in my lane. I've never stayed in my lane in my entire life. And so so this is the way, but that's okay. You ask for forgiveness,
Life is not a straight path.
and if they say no, you just rephrase the question.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna say, cheaper isn't always better.
It's not.
Cheaper
And you see that everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like people,
Oh, yeah.
even with
Expensive.
injectables,
Cheaper is
they go
expensive.
somewhere that was cheaper.
Yep.
They don't know what exactly they got injected
boy.
into their
Oh,
face.
you
They
really want to
come
open
back,
up this episode
They
now?
come
Yeah.
in the office.
Ow.
We're
Yeah.
like, "What did you get?" They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I
I
have
don't
no
know.
idea. Some type of filler." Well, what filler? You have an infection, or you have to get it dissolved. Like we need to know what filler. They have no idea because they went to like some girl's basement.
doesn't bother me.
Some not,
Yeah.
You never know where you're going.
Yeah.
Somebody says they're an RN or they're even that esthetician in the city
The guy.
was just all over the
Yeah.
news. He was an esthetician doing injectables. You're
wow.
not
Was he
allowed to do
though?
injectables as an esthetician in New York State.
RN is the minimum licensing
That's right.
requirement
And
to
he was
administer
injecting people
Botox or filler.
fake Botox
Yep.
from China. It wasn't
Yep.
real Botox.
Wow.
How horrible.
And people were going to him. People got sick.
Yeah.
People didn't know what they were getting.
Yep.
Like that's why you have to ask. Like if you're going to like a Groupon or Medi Spa,
you
there's so many
get-
Medi Spas.
But you get
everywhere
what you
look.
pay
Like,
for.
that's
I
what
mean,
is
in
true.
life, you honestly do. You get what you pay for. Ask ask the right questions.
That's it. We just have
You
to
know?
educate people because
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh, is it?" They say tox. Oh, it's tox. You know what? Fine, it's Botox. It's not. It's not Botox. Look at the bottle. Make sure you're getting real Botox or Dysport or Xeomin
And
or
any
something
real
like that.
white
I
is
just
gonna
see
show you.
Latibo's
Yeah, just
coming
know
out
what you're
now,
getting.
so, yeah.
Know what you get.
I want to shift this a little bit. The key word you said was educate people.
Yeah.
Education is probably the most important thing because as actually a business owner, you're actually kind of giving people a peek inside to what they can benefit from what you offer. So it's kind of like sales at the same time too. Hannah, I want to focus on you 1st How
Yes.
important is social media?
Oh my God. There's so many pros and then there's so many cons because the pros are you get to showcase your work as in skincare. You want to see before and after. So I want to find someone that has the same issues I have, whether it's skin acne, whether it's tiny lips, wrinkly forehead. I want to find someone and see real results. What do they do? And so you're able to showcase it, right? The problem with social media, and the biggest problem, is that you have these experts, these influencers that have zero background.
That's true.
And I've been in this industry 22 years now.
Talk
and
about
I
it.
don't know everything. So I started in skin. I went into wellness, came back to the business side. I've worked with technologies, different lasers. I taught lasers. I've trained on lasers. Like, I wouldn't consider myself one of those experts to talk about because things are always evolving. And we had this discussion about skincare. So you'll have people that say, "Oh, we could just treat that with the laser. It's a brown spot."
Oh, yeah.
No.
We did talk.
If you really knew skin, you would know. Just because there's a discoloration doesn't mean you can treat it. If you have a discoloration, go see a dermatologist because certain things can be treated and certain things aren't. It could be precancerous.
Yeah,
So
you
like
never
stick
know.
to what you know, and then you have these young teeny boppers. I don't care. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna do the ageism. I'm 48. I look 28 because I have a dope team. But they think they know, and they're experts. Oh, you should do this, and you should do that. Or I'll see people posting videos on how to inject, and it's like, and I'm not an injector, but I've been around long enough to know there's certain places you inject, there's certain places you don't, and you have all these other experts now fighting. Or they'll do those comparisons, like they'll post a person who's telling you how to inject here, 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 and here. And then they'll be like, no, you shouldn't because X, Y, and Z. My biggest issue with social media is that they have these fugazi experts that really don't know, like the foxy eye thing with the threads. There were so many stupid things that were happening and people are following these trends and it's like,
Everybody has a voice now. Besides those crazy people, for your business and how you want to reach the people that want to be reached by your product,
Yeah.
how important is social media?
it's important because what we're doing now strategy-wise, we're collaborating with real people, influential people, It's not a HIPAA violation because we posted and he posted. Like, we just had babies. You know,
Talk to me, girl. There we go.
we had neither. So my strategy now for us is not posting just random before and afters. It's real people coming in and putting it so that you get to see the service. You get to know what it's like and real people getting it. It's not before and afters or like, oh, you should do this or you should do that. No, this is what we do. This is who came in. This is how they felt, and get that real experience of what you can expect when you come to us.
And what made you have two separate Instagrams for the female spot and the male?
Because they're two different brand identities. SYR is more about the male modern grooming, because men, I always think, are sexy when they take care of themselves versus being like scrubby. That's a personal opinion. But we all know that men are taking better care of themselves.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they should. And it's a different brand identity. So it's SYR, like, yes, sir. And then we have For Her, which is fun, feminine, and flirty.
Fun,
And it's
feminine, flirty.
yeah, so it's, you know, it's a different, it's unique. It's men and women are separate. I don't want to get into the whole thing about the genders and stuff, so no one attack me for this, but it's men have a certain way, and how we treat men's skin is different than how we treat female skin. You know, how many units you inject in Botox, even though there's standard units, depending if a man works out, he has stronger muscles, it's going to require more units than it would a woman who maybe takes a Soul Cycle class but doesn't lift weights. So there's so many variables between male and female genetics. And so we separated it. You know, and men, over the years, I've realized in all the research, want their own place to feel. It takes a lot for a man to let his guard down. And it's harder if they walk into a facility that has a lot of females, because they want to be macho or they want to be more manly or whatever the right verbiage
ego,
is.
the
It's
ego.
an ego. Yeah, they want to be all tough. But when they come to SYR, they're themselves. They open up what's bothering them. They'll talk about whether it's hair, whether it's laser. Oh, listen, you know, I'm getting older. I got these lines. What can we do? Am I going to look frozen? You won't look frozen. You know, because they're afraid.
That's actually a good question.
But it's,
Of course.
because they're
that's a
afraid. They don't want to, like, you
You're
know.
educating
and
them,
I
like
get
you
it.
said.
Yeah,
You're
it's just
educating them,
educated. And it's a different
And they can
approach
ask those questions
Look frozen.
in
freely.
a comfortable environment.
Yeah.
So we have two
Smart.
different, and they're side-by-side rooms.
That's good.
And it's just making them feel comfortable.
Hannah, do a lot of men do Botox?
They do.
Yeah.
Just look at our Instagram.
Asking for a friend.
At SYR Studio.
Just curious.
I'm just saying, yeah. And I'm talking about like guys that are like manly, you know, buff guys that are working out, that are all, you know, muscular. And then we have, you know, artists, musicians in the music industry. And then we have, you know, the guy that blue collar. So we have blue collar, white collar, we have artists, we have machismo. Everyone just wants, when they look better, they feel better.
Absolutely.
yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
and
true.
it's just
1,000%.
I just don't hear of like men doing Botox that often. Maybe they just don't broadcast it
they
as much
don't
as women do.
broadcast it.
They don't.
They
Yeah.
don't.
They
Because
don't.
a lot, like, and she'll tell you, Aldi, 95% of the facilities in the U.S. are marketed for females.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're going to have pink and purple colors, and
Right.
and that's great. I'm not knocking
Yeah.
anyone for that, but some guys feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just, you know, because they have to let their guard down, and they're not going to let their guard down if they're in a waiting area with 4 or 5 females.
Nope.
They won't.
Very strategic.
John, your facial.
You know, I'm going to hit the bar here.
That's it. Yeah.
You know,
And you know what?
and
This is exactly why we don't do aesthetics, because look at what goes into that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And other drip
Lot of
bars do
thought.
around the country, and God bless them.
Yeah,
they have
I've seen it
people and
before.
everything. And, you know, and that was something too. Like, I have zero interest in that. I'd rather collaborate
Yeah.
with this. I'd rather collaborate. Like, this is not something that, let the professionals who have this
Yeah.
experience and training and,
And the
education.
passion. And the passion.
Yes.
Your
People
passion
ask me,
is-
can you get
Yes.
nads? Can you get peptides? Remember, I text you right away.
Yeah,
I
right,
said,
that's
listen,
it.
that's not my wheelhouse. That's
Yeah.
not my scope.
That's it.
You have to defer to experts.
Yeah.
It's just, you got to, you know, stay in your lane.
That's it. Well, so yeah, that's it. Well, that's it. But
Yeah.
well done.
The
Really well done.
education, I think all of you actually, but I think you should actually post more about education. That actually is a good window. You know,
We
let
plan
people see
to.
what it is.
We plan to, but I want it to be more of what you can expect in the treatment. And
Yeah.
sometimes people are still reluctant to get videoed.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And I don't like to do stage stuff. We've done in the past, and I just like the authenticity because it's like I want our viewers or people that follow us to relate with that person there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like I need to find something like
You can use
they have
AI
to
now. Even.
No, I won't do that. I won't do
No,
it.
I mean, just the
know.
education of look the benefits of a facial. Benefits of a facial.
Yeah.
Something simple like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Routine.
And the
Short
differences
video.
But guys don't
between
look at
men
that.
and women like that.
I tried it,
Yeah.
guys, but that's the thing. So when I first started in SYR in December of 2023, that was like the approach and talking about info stuff. And guys are different than females. Females will Google this shit down to the point where they think they can inject themselves.
You're right.
Guys
Wow.
want to come in and just say, what do I need? They're not, so before and afters, for men, specifically for men, I won't, females will just, whatever, they're sale ninjas. Guys just want to know that you know what you're doing. And when they
That's
come
true.
in, they're not going to sit there and research, or like they'll look at a couple of tips and stuff, or they're like when we talk about what products we use or technology, they may research it, maybe not. They just want to feel more comfortable when they're there, and it gives us the opportunity to talk to them. So for our strategy for SYR is just going to be more real content or collaborators with people coming in and just getting the services done. Men are completely different. Men do not want email marketing campaigns. They don't want discounts. Don't bombard them.
Right.
Females are like waiting.
Oh,
They're
they
like
do.
saliving at the mouth. They're like, okay, when are you going to do $9 a unit?
Wow.
It's different.
Hannah, you did raise a point with me a couple months ago when we had first met that she said men are pretty loyal to the people they
100%.
go to as opposed to women, like they're looking for the deals. Like she says, she goes, how long have you been going to your barber for? I'm like, well, maybe like 15 years. I don't know. So I never go to
Men are
anybody
more
else.
loyal than
Lucia,
women.
how many times have you
far as
cheated
like
on
that.
your hairdresser?
I have.
I
have, you're
I'm
right,
30
though.
years in, so
Okay.
I don't know.
But you're right.
and I
my
have gotten
husband
great
too. My
together.
husband's gone to the same guy. Like, you're right, though. I was there when you said that to him.
Yeah,
and I remember
it's-
that conversation.
I do.
And it's true.
I never
it's
thought
true.
of it though.
Not females.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, oh, you're charging 9. Well, so-and-so is charging. Well,
Yeah.
okay, we're charging 12. They're charging 10. God bless. That's because, our industry for the female market has been so commoditized.
Yeah.
So when I started Botox, no one ever spoke about what what did you get done? Nothing. Now it's like, oh, my God, I saw Nurse Gigi, and she's doing $12 a unit. Now
That's
they're
a
like
great
promoting
price,
it.
actually. We charge a lot more
Yeah.
than that.
But it's different.
Yeah.
It's like the whole landscape has
Women are different
changed.
than men. You're 100%
Different.
you're
And
right.
when you get more guy clients at HotWorx, you'll see they're going to last. They're going to be members longer than any female. Any female. Women, you think we're loyal? We are not when it comes to consumers.
Big surprise.
It was actually shocking to me. I was like, oh, I didn't even think
Wow.
about that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how often women change hairdressers. I
didn't know.
never asked that
mean-
question, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Your deodorant.
I have
It's as simple
3.
as your
I have 3
deodorant.
Oh, wow.
The clothing
Interesting.
brand. Think about it.
You've been using the same
Really think about it. You buy the same brand
People are
deodorant.
creatures of habit.
Men
are.
Well, even, and that's really funny when you were saying that too. So even in our lounge, when people walk in, it's sometimes I'll be either talking about someone and I'll point to a chair, and someone looks at me like, "Why are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, because they sit there."
Yeah.
Because I know. But people that actually, because they sit there, I can actually still see
my
them
chair.
sitting there.
Interesting.
No, but then you
Yeah.
see people
Your chair,
coming
the mic
in,
chair.
and let's say they've
Interesting.
been to us 10 times, and all of a sudden they walk in and someone's sitting in their chair. They'll stop right there, and they'll
Yeah.
be like, okay, I guess I'll sit
Now what?
somewhere else. Like, they get lost. I have
we
to
gonna
direct
do?
them to go
Norman
get somewhere.
chair and
And then they
cheers.
sit there and they kind of look around like, this is a
I
new
never seen the
perspective.
room from this angle.
This is new. I'm like,
not working for
coffee
me.
tea espresso. We still have it. So, but it's very funny. But people are creatures of habit in almost everything that they do.
Even parking spots.
Yeah.
You go up to the same job, you always park in the same spot. It's interesting.
That's true.
Supermarket, I'm looking for the spots I like. If they're taken, I'll settle for something else.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You gotta walk it. That's it. You gotta walk it. That's
I
it.
actually park pretty far because I don't want to
Yes,
deal
the
with people.
dings, please, please.
Shopping carts and just people in a
Yeah,
rush on their phone. It's too much.
But for someone that doesn't get facials often, like, why would you recommend, like, someone like myself or men to get facials more often? And how often?
Great
Oh, you
question.
You want to take that
Yeah,
one?
go
Lou?
ahead, Lucia.
Come on,
Jump in.
Lucia, you the expert here. We're all camaraderie.
That was the first time you ever got a facial,
First
right?
time ever.
Did you have a
Yeah.
lot of extractions done, or was it the first time you ever had
They
extractions?
said my
or-
pores were like very small, so I didn't really need
Oh,
much
that's great.
I know.
Okay,
For an
So you're gonna
Italian,
have a
that's
lot
really
to
good.
extract.
too. I like
Yeah.
that.
I can actually see your pores, and they're not big at all. So I would say, like, everybody is different. It depends on what your goal is. If your goal is, say, you have a lot of acne, I would say once a month facials. Say you're just looking to like freshen up, or you need some extractions, 8 weeks or once every 4 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Not a year like myself.
no, some people do once a year. Some people do every couple of
know.
months. Some people
It's a
do
time
every
thing.
month. So everybody's different. It depends on what your goal is and what you're trying to achieve.
Okay. I'm
That's
always
what I
hearing
would
like
say.
I'm always hearing like exfoliate.
Yeah, not too much though. You can exfoliate once a week, 1 to 2 times a
Keep
week.
it in the shower.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to exfoliate every day. You don't want to over exfoliate
Right.
and then be too dry or have your skin barrier be all messed up. So I would say like once to twice a week. Depending on
Okay.
when you wash your face, how does your face feel right after? Does it feel dry? Does it,
It
feel
does feel a
normal?
little dry.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you moisturize?
Not as much as I should.
I know men
guess.
don't. Men are.
That's why I'm
That's
asking-
why
that's
there's
why I'm asking
skincare
the
for
question.
men only by SYR, but
See,
we
I
can
mean,
talk
that's
about that in
great.
another episode.
But
At
you know,
Skincare for
a
Men
lot of
Only on
people-
Instagram.
Discount code is click here.
I mean, because I see like you
Franjez
see
for
like these
20%
shows
off
like
your
Dr.
first order.
Pimple. Dr.
Oh
Pimple.
no,
popped up.
I don't
No,
want
you
to talk
can't go
about
by
that.
No, I'm not
This
saying it, but like
go
This
by
is
that.
to prevent that stuff from happening.
Yeah,
No,
but
like,
if
should
those
you
we-
see
are
something that's
unique.
growing, or you see like a cyst or something that's filling up, go to the doctor. Go to the
Go
dermatologist.
to the
But no, no.
Get it taken care
dermatologist.
of.
But
Get
for
it taken
people that
care
like
of.
kind of have that kind of acne, like what's like a more
that's
recommended
cystic
amount?
or-
Like,
So yeah,
that's my
there's
point.
acne. It's not just a 1, 2, 3 fix your acne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's skincare products that you can use. There's procedures. There's medications. There's supplements. There's so many different things that you can
Lifestyle
do. Every individual is
change.
different. It could be your gut
Yes,
causing
always
that.
the
It's,
gut.
it's
Yeah,
always
starts there.
Always it's always the gut.
lifestyle.
Leaky
Like
gut.
Hormonal.
Well,
Yeah.
your diet.
Always the gut.
Your
Yeah,
diet.
your
Yeah.
It says
diet.
here,
Yeah.
no, that's a
It's-
first question.
Yeah.
I think we learned in aesthetics school.
100%.
The minute
If
somebody
you,
has
if you eat
acne.
McDonald's all day, every day,
Yep.
No, the first
greasy.
question is how
What are you
often do you
eating?
poop?
Yeah.
Is the first question. Like how often do you poop? Because
Really?
if you're retaining
You gotta get to the
toxins, you're
root
not
cause.
releasing them. Your skin is an organ, so you have to release the toxins somehow.
Yeah.
That's always like one of the that was.
Yeah.
There's
But I
just
learned
And if
Body
you have
works,
an
right?
if you have an
Yeah.
autoimmune too,
Yeah.
it's the first thing. It's like your body has a hard time detoxing
Yeah.
too, and that's again, skin is the biggest
Yeah.
organ, so that's exactly where,
shows.
and that's where even like cystic acne can come from in
Yeah.
teenagers too, because of either
Internal.
autoimmune or their leaky gut. There's always an internal thing, right?
gut.
There
Yeah.
is.
So
Interesting.
for the outside of you, you really have to turn to the inside of you,
100%.
and that's what I think people are finally
A lot
starting
of people don't
to.
want to
Yeah.
hear it though either. Like,
No, they don't.
One of my first questions is when I'm doing my acne boot camp. A lot of the teenagers come in with their
Yeah.
parents, and I'm like, "Well, what are you eating? What are
Right.
you like?"
They're looking
and
for
they're
quick
like,
fixes.
"What are you
Of
talking
course.
about?"
Yeah, there is, and well, I was going to say there's no magic pill, but I mean, there
I mean,
kind of
there
there
is,
is, but
but
there's
you don't-
magic pill, magic drip, magic thing. It's just that anything that is sustainable is going to take a little bit of time, right? And then it's also about your living habits, right? And so with that, like we talk about diets, right? That word shouldn't even exist. It is a lifestyle, right? And so, we talk about like semaglutide. We talk about all of these things that are out there that I don't particularly like any of these
Thank
things.
you.
They are, for me, it's like I just think that, like, and I've rejected people that have come in because we do sell that. And there are some clients that really could benefit from it for a short period of time. A lot of times it comes from their doctors. But I'll tell you, like, sometimes I reject people. I won't sell it to them because I will vet them. I'll have that conversation with them and I'll say, like, so tell me about your life. Tell me about your morning. Tell me about your job. Tell me about, and if you can figure out that they're really not going to make that lifestyle change, guess what?
much you
This
can
is
do.
not going to be sustainable. And when it ends,
You're right.
and they
You're
go
gonna
right
complain.
back to what they were doing, all the weight goes back on, and they're
right.
going to come to you and go, look, it didn't work. I want my money back, kind of thing. I've turned people down. Really.
What is it that you're
It is it's
referring
like
to?
it is a weight loss type of medication.
Yeah.
And you do it through drip?
And
No.
no, it's
Shots.
injections.
Injections.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's
that's
injections.
Been very
Yeah.
I did
popular
it.
lately.
Yeah, I did it.
Everybody
They're
years
health
ago.
support.
Very
so,
popular.
but there are better options to things like that, like a peptide. Go with a peptide that can build muscle and actually get rid of the fat. But again, you cannot sit on the couch every night in Doritos and think that you are going to be fit as a fiddle. You're not going to be working out at a gym, right?
That's what they should do. They should come to you, get on the peptides, and then go see Mike and
that's
do
what
some.
I'm saying.
There you go.
I'm serious.
Detox.
A lot of patients
Gotta come
are
to HotWorx.
saying
Saunas,
that they're
right?
just
The whole point.
doing the shots and they're doing their normal
Nothing.
lifestyle,
Yeah.
and they're not working
Yeah.
out. And then if you don't give it to them, because
Yeah.
we actually have weight loss
Yeah.
management in our office too, if they say no,
Yeah.
they'll just go down the road to the med
They
spa
will.
and
And
get
that-
it.
that's
and
the
they're
problem.
not doing blood
And
work.
there's a lot of
They're not
bad
doing blood work.
compound
They're just getting the
pharmacies
shots.
that it's scary.
Yeah.
And they're getting sick. It's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah. And again, I think everything that's here tonight too is it's mind, body, soul. I truly believe that it is all so connected.
100%.
It really is.
It
and
is.
people and you know, sometimes I'm sad for people because either I could see myself in them at some point, you know, and you try to give them that little bit of a push, but not too much information, or don't hit them too hard. You don't work them out too hard, right? Because what's going to happen? You're going to lose them.
You notice people don't change unless they want to change.
They have to, yeah.
You
You
have to
can
want
hold that camel's head underwater as long as you want. It
That's
doesn't want to
true.
drink, it is not drinking.
People want the benefits from everything, but they're
Correct.
not willing to
Yeah.
change their lifestyle.
And
like
until
you're saying.
something inside of them, and that's like that young girl that I said, you're holding this, it's going to get heavy. Put down what doesn't belong to you. Once you put that down, life will start changing. But you have to be aware. Once people are aware of things, that's when change happens. Make them aware of it. And I know that she didn't want to hear what I had to say, and she probably never come back anyway, so that's okay too. But that's okay. Like, but I feel like I needed to say it in
They
the
come
moment.
back.
You put
They
the
come
seed.
back because they'll appreciate the honesty.
I
It may
really
not be tomorrow.
hope so. I really
It
hope
could be
so.
because they have to process it
They
and
do.
sit it. You know, we've had that in the
And
industry.
so
I'm sure
do
you've
I.
had it where
Yeah.
people want stuff where like you can't afford any more injections. Like
Yeah.
no,
Right.
we tell them no,
Enough.
or
People
I
hate
want
when I
this and
tell
tell
them
me
no.
this is what I need, and it's like that's not the right product for you, or the right procedure for you, and then they get annoyed and they walk out, and then they'll go somewhere else,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, oh, wait a minute, they were right.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
You're
And
right.
Yeah,
the
it's-
sad part
watch
is
it come
that they
back.
will find someone, you know, that will inject
Take their
them.
money.
It's that they, and take
Yeah,
their
yeah.
money. Exactly. So, yeah. You know, listen, that's the one thing, too, is that I don't think any of us are like that or about that, too. I think we actually care about people, you know, and that's really big for me is that I'm not doing this. Listen, I have to keep my doors open, right? It's like I have a rent to pay. You know,
It's
I have a family
business at the
to
end of the
feed.
day.
It's business. However, I actually do care about people.
You're
and I
helping
really
people. Your
want,
business is helping
I
people.
want people to feel better because I know where I was failed, you know, and the last thing I want to do is have people recreate the wheel. If I can help them in any way, I'm going to send them to Hana. I'm going to send them to Lucia. I'm going to send them to go work out and get some red light therapy. You know, I'm going to do that. But it's up to them, like you just said, to be able to do that. You know, so listen, you try to make the path as soon as possible for them. I give them, you know, here's a coupon. Go, you know, go to the stretch place and go get stretched for free. You know, some people have it. They won't even do that. I'm like, see, because they're not ready to do it. They're not ready to do it.
The good part of Mike's place at HotWorx is that like randomly, you know, you get up like 2 or 3 in the morning, you can't fall asleep. It's like the best thing because it's
Yeah,
like I can't
24.
fall asleep. I'm all right. Let me go make
Yeah.
myself fall asleep. Let me go for a workout.
Yeah,
So that's
exactly.
like that's very
That's why I
smart.
love the
yeah.
concept. That
it's
No,
open
it's like
24
that's like that's when I would
Yeah.
actually come because
Yeah.
we've had this conversation with the membership. I was like, I don't know if I'll ever use it, but I may use it at 2. I mean, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
At 2, 3 in the morning when I can't sleep.
When
or-
you're looking at the camera, you're like, here she is.
Yeah.
I was doing that to
There
Sally.
she is. I was like,
No, because that's what because you know, small business owners, we don't stop,
ever.
and sometimes we'll fall asleep at like 7, 8 at night, and then wake up like 2, 3 in the morning, like crap, how am I gonna fall?
You should have
back
called me
asleep?
last night because that's where I was.
Oh my god, that was me the night before. Where it's like, you know
I got
what?
one eye
I would
open at the phone. I'm like,
It's like,
oh
Yeah,
no.
I know,
Yeah.
and then you go on the phone.
Forget
and
it, it's
then
over.
you don't go to sleep at all.
Yeah, but then I would come there because one, it's also winter and it's gonna be nice and warm.
Yeah.
So it's like that
Yes.
comfort feeling where I'm not gonna go into a cold gym
Oh, yeah.
and
Correct.
feel a certain
Yeah.
way.
That is-
and
Yeah.
you always
Advertise
have an
that
instructor,
part.
right?
Absolutely.
There's
Yeah.
always an instructor
Hot.
there online, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Oh,
Virtual
yeah.
instructors. Yep.
So they have virtual instructors 24/7. So it's like, because Hana needs to remind you left leg, right
Oh,
right
God.
arm, left arm.
Oh, wow.
You know.
Correct.
The other left. so only virtual instructors?
Virtually, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Do they yell at you too? If
I
that
love
means-
that.
Okay, good.
They feel like
So
when
they're
people take
live.
that-
So they're like, it's like
No,
a live.
It's virtual. It's
If you're
Okay.
taking a spin class and they're yelling at you, it's
Wow,
Yeah.
really? Can you yell back?
I mean, I don't know if they could hear you, but could they hear her?
yeah.
No, all virtual.
Can I scream at them? Like, leave me
Sure, why not?
Why not? No one's listening.
That's why I also like the concept because it's 3 people per sauna. So there's a lot of people that don't start their fitness journeys because they're always uncomfortable what other people are gonna say to them. They're like, oh, what is this person? What's he thinking? And then they feel uncomfortable in their own skin, so they don't even start. So when you actually get into that small, compact sauna, there's no one looking over your shoulder. It's just left, right, but everybody's focusing on the screen. So it can enable them, help them start their fitness journey and get to where they want to be.
I might actually do this.
I love this.
Yeah, me and you are gonna go at 3, 4 in the morning. 'cause
Wow,
you're not-
call me.
You think
And then
I'm
we'll go to
joking
the
because
bar and
I
go
know
get a
seriously,
drip.
like the last few weeks, because just again,
Yes.
just hustling, running around, and sometimes you crash early, and then you
Yeah.
wake up, you're like, what am I doing right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
And so it's like
And the
best
mind
thing.
starts and the
Been
whole.
happening more and more to me.
Yeah.
4 or 5 in the morning.
Both
Wake up.
got
Three.
started.
Welcome, right?
You gotta fit a
welcome to the
fourth
club.
bike there for our friend Lucia
Like,
here.
why are you here, Mike? I'm like, I couldn't sleep neither.
And detox, if I could shout out.
Oh yeah,
That's-
detox.
Detox.
Huge.
If you guys were hot work,
Skin is your largest organ, so your body has to purge somehow.
Yeah.
Right. It's just there's
Yeah.
a few different. You know, you have your underarms for sweating.
Yeah.
You know, you obviously have other. But
Well,
your
we
skin
do
is.
glutathione. You know, glutathione is a great detox. We have a whole bag, 1,500 of
That's great.
glutathione because it is one of those drips that is a great detoxifier. You know, but it also helps with energy. And so we do a lot of that. We used to just do a push at the end because glutathione, I call it the bully. So you can't put it in the bag with any other vitamins because it'll actually neutralize all the other vitamins, you know, in like 10 minutes. Yeah. And it's light sensitive too. So we have to cover the bag. So when you get a full bag of that, it's like it's a part of my own regimen, right? I do high dose vitamin C. I do like 50 grams, and that is a part of being a cancer survivor that I do. So there's a lot of benefits to that. But glutathione, I do like 10 days later.
And
I'm
glutathione helps
cleaning
with
out my
skin.
cells. Yes. And it's very, because it's
Really, so
detoxifying.
it's
Yes.
detoxifying, but it helps clear out the
Yes.
skin. That was like the skin perk
Yes.
of
That is
lightening
it-
and brightening
yeah.
the skin.
We
Yeah.
sell a lot of that. Yes.
Do you put it in
people
like
know.
a big IV bag?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Come.
How
If you
often?
came by, you'd know. Just saying.
I'll be over
I'm
there.
just saying.
Yeah.
But yes, we do. See,
be there.
exactly.
Yes.
And then the
I'll get
red
your
out-
chair ready.
The
Give me
red
the eye.
light room.
The red light.
I
yeah.
love red light.
So we have
That
a
is my
booth
favorite
that
thing.
has red light
Yeah, I
therapy
saw it.
and
It's great.
salt. So it's not. So it doesn't get hot. So I always tell
LED.
people
Oh,
it's
it
warm like
doesn't.
sunshine.
It's-
So it's warm like
Feels so
sunshine.
good.
So you don't have to shower, which is really really good. With the red light, okay. So what is it doing? It's bringing down cortisol levels. It's bringing down inflammation.
Yes,
It's
that's number
actually
one.
helping to regrow collagen as well, right? Because you're getting down into the epidermis. Anti-aging, anti-inflammatory.
Everything you need. Yeah.
It is amazing. But what we did, when we bought the booth, is by Halotherapy, and so NASA signed off on this big boy, I don't know, a couple of years ago, which I like the technology of it. When you add the salt, pharmaceutical grade salt, right? So the salt, microparticles, there's a grinder, and it shoots out into the booth at the same time as you're getting red light therapy.
amazing.
What?
Now,
What do you mean
yes.
shoots?
Amazing.
It
What do you
shoots
mean?
out. It just shoots microparticles out, so you're breathing this in. And so I hate to tell you,
Great
like,
for
so if you've
allergies,
ever
great
been
for-
to like a salt cave or a salt room,
Yeah.
and it's
You just
so
taste it in the air.
yeah, I hate to tell you that it's all fake. So this
Interesting.
salt is not. The aesthetic is, and I was bummed to find that out. I'm not saying all places. The places that I've been to, unfortunately, are not real in a way. But we have the same generator. So the same generators that is in my booth is in these places. So it's a 2-person booth. You get to sit there. The nice part about the red light therapy is that it heats up the salt. So if your grandmother ever said to you, you're probably being annoying, but go jump in the ocean, it was more than you being annoying. It was because salt is healing.
Yeah, it
Salt,
definitely is
minerals, the
healing.
ocean is
That's
healing.
always my grandparents
Yeah,
and parents
well,
used to
we
say
know
all the
you
time.
all the time.
Yeah.
Go jump in the ocean.
Yeah.
It's healing,
Yeah.
you know, and that's what they used to do. So this booth allows our clients to be able to sit there and be able to absorb the red light therapy with the salt. Now
That's
the salt is
amazing.
also heated and it acts like a broom for the lungs. Broom for the lungs, anything respiratory, sinuses. But also I tell
Allergies,
people
number one.
allergies,
Interesting.
asthma, and then I tell people too,
Eczema.
like as much skin
salt.
exposure because you can have
Interesting.
psoriasis or
Oh, it
eczema.
helps psoriasis so much.
Yeah.
A lot of
This
Eczema,
booth
psoriasis,
is
all
so
of it.
inflammation.
amazing.
It's all inflammation.
Yes. Yeah.
You can
And
control
we have
information, you
moms
control
actually
everything.
bringing their kids in.
That's
Yeah.
great.
And so they'll sit in the booth, they put their sunglasses on, and they sit in there. Some of these kids are on the spectrum, some of these kids have ADHD, and in 20 minutes, it brings them down. So there's so much benefit to it, and it's just so worth it, you know? And so honestly, I give that away all the time, which is, my bookkeeper said
It's a
stop doing
20-minute
that.
session.
I was just gonna say extra.
20 minutes.
Wow.
That's
20
great.
minutes.
I want to come sit in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I go under my red light every
People
night.
ask me all the time,
Yeah.
how
I
often do you
love
get
it.
to sit in here? I'm like, not as often
Right, you
as
don't
I'd
have
like.
time.
She'll
Believe
make
me
her
when I
without
tell you.
shoes.
Do you have like a package,
That's
Andrea? with that?
exactly. Yeah. So what's so interesting is that we are developing a package now because we have a new modality. So, you know, there's a lot of places that have cryotherapy machines.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they're fantastic. And I have a son who absolutely likes it. I'm a warm kind of girl. I don't really but we are a wellness center. So what we decided to do instead of a booth, we decided to bring in a localized cryotherapy machine.
Ooh.
And so it's a wand and it's a local machine.
you
So
have
we do. And so we're creating a package called Fire and Ice. So fire for the booth, ice for that. So we have a lot of clients too. So you talk about inflammation. So listen, it's on wheels. We can wheel it out to our clients as they're getting a drip, and we can do certain spots. You know, so if you're playing pickleball and you have an injury on your elbow and there's
Right.
inflammation
Yeah.
there, what do? We are going to be able to use that on that area, bring your temperature down to 45, 50
That's
degrees,
amazing.
whatever that sweet spot is, right? And what happens is your body doesn't like that, right? Unlike, yes, when you're in a full booth, oh yeah, like it's bringing you way, way down, especially the AI booths now, right? The other booths that still use the tanks, they call them dinosaurs for a reason.
Really?
All the booths are now AI. So they can actually, instead of the place actually like taking your temperature before you go in, taking your temperature, you come out, well, that's great. But what if you hit that temperature before you get out? Now you're risking yourself for frostbite. Now the AI machines, what they do is that they're able to take your temperature inside and it'll turn off. So
Yeah.
you've hit that sweet spot. So with the localized cryotherapy, we're able to do a single spot while you're dripping, bring that temperature down, and start the healing process. Because the body doesn't like cold. It's going to go into fight or flight, right? And so the red blood cells are going to retreat to the heart. It's going to grab some oxygen. It's going to go back to that spot. And then it gets back to the spot and goes, oh, wait a second, something's going on here. That's when your immune system is kicked in and it knows what to do.
Do you guys have hyperbaric in any of your places?
I don't. Hyperbaric is tricky, and I'll tell you why.
A true hyperbaric.
And I have talked to, there
true.
are places that have hyperbaric. Did I think about bringing it? I did, but then I did my due diligence. And I'm not bringing anything into the drip bar I'm going to say it, that's crap. Because I talk to scientists, I talk to doctors, I talk to the people that are dealing with those clients that have these issues, that need a true hyperbaric. And so I send them to a hospital right now.
Northwell has one, I know.
Yeah,
they
and
do.
also
They do,
Phelps
yeah.
too. And
Yeah,
Phelps too.
I
I
Yep.
actually have one next
And
door to.
I wouldn't go
in
to
our
any of
facility.
those places that actually have it in a place. First of all, who's
Right.
running this?
Well.
And who's, you know what I mean? So that's scary. It's just, for me, we took it to a different level. You know, everyone has a choice. It's freedom to go wherever you want. I would ask questions, you know, especially if you have something going on. We're going to be doing ozone therapy as well. We're bringing in
Because
ozone.
hyperbaric, I tell people if it's
it's
coming
a
in a
one-pass.
nylon
What is
thing and a
this?
nylon tent, it's not real hyperbaric.
Don't go. See, if people
people
ask
don't know.
education,
People don't know.
That's right.
Well, because it's medical,
education.
and then there's, as non-medical providers, we have a fine line of what we can and can't say.
Yeah.
As a spa consultant,
Yep.
you know,
I
I
get
can
it.
say that a lot of hyperbaric chambers, it's not a real chamber.
Right.
If it doesn't look like a tanning bed that collapses and it's big and has a designated room,
You wanna go to
it's
a
not-
medical facility.
It's not real
Yeah.
hyperbaric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be careful because there could be side effects to these things. And if someone is using that for a reason, don't you want the real thing?
100%.
You know what I mean? Don't you want the real thing? That's not something I want to bring in or even be responsible for. You know, I have enough to be responsible for, but I want those clients who really need that for their well-being to go to the right places for that.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's not to a drip bar. Yeah. So take that. But there
Because
are
it's so
things
much
that
more
we
than a
can
drip
do.
bar.
You know, and we're going to be doing ozone therapy, like I said, which
love
is
it.
What is that?
so
Andrea?
for us, so we are able to, and it's so listen, so it's a little something to look at, because we're actually taking your blood and we're taking it out, and it's all done by gravity, and it goes into a bag with heparin, which is an anti-clotter, so your blood does not clot, right? And then it gets to a certain level, and then we shoot it with ozone therapy, and then we give it a little bit of a shake, and it turns bright red, and then we put it back up to drain back into you. So you get and so we're adding a molecule, we're adding that extra molecule, right? So athletes do this a lot. I've done it myself. A lot of awakeness, clarity.
When are you going to offer this?
We have it,
How soon?
and within the next 2 weeks.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
perfect.
great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I have a waiting list of 5 right now on the list, because I have clients that have Parkinson's, Lyme disease, cancer, autoimmune. And so and I have one guy who's like, just do everything to me, where we're slowing him down anyway. So I'm like, slow down.
Here's my card.
Yes, exactly. Slow down. So, but but these are folks that really can benefit from it. It's been known to eradicate Lyme disease. But again, it's not a one and done. You know what I mean? It takes, everybody's like, how am I going to feel afterward? How am I going to feel? I'm like,
Variable.
you're going to be able to climb out Mount Everest. No, this takes time, but we understand, what needs to happen. And we're very good at what we do, and we're going to bring it safely. And that's why we're not rushing it. I've had it for a couple months now, and we're taking our time with
That's
it.
good.
We are going to be proficient in it. We will have enough staffing to be able to have that one-on-one with our clients.
That's what makes you guys.
Yeah, is
top of
it's
the line.
important. I'm about quality over quantity. End of the day.
Yeah.
I think about my own family, my mom, I think about my kids, I think about if someone was treating them, how would I want them treated? And that's what we do, So I'm not rushing to do anything. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it right the first time. Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
I like
Love
it.
it.
Lucia, I wanted to ask, what is the difference between what you both offer?
So, we kind of offer very similar treatments. I work in a plastic surgeon's office, so you can come in, get a mini tummy tuck, liposuction. You can get your eyes done. You can get a breast aug, and then you can see me for a spray tan, or you can see me for a facial or lymphatic drainage. So we're kind of like a one-stop shop, but we're in a medical facility. So I'm in a doctor's office.
That's one big difference.
Under
Huge
Northwell.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Do
yeah,
have a
I
doctor and
work.
medical director, so
I work
just make
under.
that clear.
I work under Northwell Health. It's a very big. Everybody's heard of it.
Yep.
And then the 2 plastic surgeons. So I kind of work right under them, and I check with them for every single treatment that I do. So I'm also not a risk taker. So
Good
I
guidance.
do turn.
Yeah.
I turn people away all the time, like we were talking about. I turn
Yeah.
this patient away. I'm not going to say for what, but it was clear that she had something going on, and I said, you know what? Unfortunately, I can't do the treatment. And she looked at me and she goes, Are you kidding me? I came all the way here. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not a risk taker. I'd be more than happy to treat you another day when everything is cleared up. I'll do that. And she got so upset with me, walked out, and then 2 hours later wrote me on Instagram and said, when can I come back? So I was like, I was crying. I was so upset. I was I'm saying this lady is going to write a bad review about me. But I was doing the right thing, because you know what? I'm not going to put her in danger, and I'm not going to put myself in danger. So that's clear.
a really
you can
good
go
point.
to any medi spot and they'll do anything for you, right?
We are small businesses.
But
I
not
mean,
me.
the reviews that we get really matter. They do. And so
Absolutely.
you and the people that I turn away to, I'm always like, all right, but I'm ready. I'm ready to be like, all right, our 85 reviews that are 5-star and everything is good, and that one that it didn't go your way, I'm ready for you.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, because like you said, it's like there's only we're doing it for your safety.
Yeah, I'm not doing. If I wanted to do it, I would be like, fine, whatever, go. You'll be prone
when
to
you have a
infection.
medical
I'll just
director,
do
when
anything.
I have RN nurses, these folks know what they're doing.
Yeah.
If they say
I'm not
no,
gonna
then
put
it's
somebody in
no.
danger.
That's it.
And by law, they have the right to turn away.
They do.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awkward and you don't want to do it, but you know what? Don't put yourself at risk. And
Aesthetics
I don't want
is
to
a
put the
little
patient
riskier.
at risk.
Yeah, because you have people have body dysmorphia. We're not allowed
do.
to diagnose it, but
No,
you can
no.
tell that
Yeah.
they're constantly jumping from place to place and getting Botox and getting filler, and it's like your
even
face
we were
can't
talking
handle
about
any more
the
filler.
weight loss, right? So
weight loss,
quick
too.
little story, right?
Yeah, let's
So
do
middle of the summer, 95-degree day, woman comes in with a big sweatshirt on, and she was getting on the scale, and I'm looking at her like, made her lift her shirt. She had a 10-pound weight around her waist. trying to get
There's a lot of that
qualified.
going on.
You know?
No way.
Oh yeah. And you're like, wow, okay, so
Yeah.
you need help that I cannot give you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This is way beyond my pay grade.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. So, and you got to watch. And so, but that's also important too, because you're being held. Like I have, this is medical mal. Like we all have to be very careful about what we do and how we do it, so that's why slow down, really assess what it is. And as a business owner, we have the right to decline you. Yeah. Service.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's
That's
judgment.
crazy.
And that's why I got to be there every day, 7 days a week, 12-hour days, because, so yeah. Yeah. And I always back my staff. They're never wrong
That's
like that.
great.
Yeah. You
That's
have
how you do
to.
it.
If they say no, it is no.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
get the owner. You don't want to do that.
So many people
Yeah.
Don't wanna do
Oh
that.
Oh my
argue,
God.
they try to argue their
Oh
way
no!
into
They
it.
had my son on the phone
It's
who
like-
runs my first desk, and I heard her scream,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Hold on, I'll let you talk to the owner."
Yeah.
And he hands me the phone. I'm like, "All right, you got Andrea."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh."
Yeah.
She thought she was going to bully him, and I was like, "Oh." You barked up the wrong tree. I said, let's start from the beginning, I don't care. And I lost money on that because we ordered something for her and she was not having it. She wanted me to be more competitive in my price. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I said, well, tell you what, here's what's going to happen. Well, my friends are getting it on the internet cheaper. I said, then you should go do that because because Dr. Google isn't going to give you the support that we're going to give you, at that point. And I'd rather eat that than have to, but, I wish you well, meaning you don't ever come back.
Yeah, definitely.
You're not, and you are blacklisted from us. We got to feel like that. Yeah.
Gotta do what you
That's
gotta
it.
do.
That's it.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I want to answer your question from before.
Let's do it.
So why this actually goes back to when we started at Andrea's 6-month anniversary. Congratulations again. Can't wait till it's 6 years.
Oh,
Right
and then,
there you go.
let's see.
10 years.
We're 9 months in now,
But-
baby.
There
I
you
think
go.
we all have a philosophy as we can all live and there's enough room for everyone. And if you're a strong business owner, meaning you will do what you have to do to fight, whether it means changing the toilet paper, unclogging the toilet if you have to, making payroll,
Every day.
doing the marketing, doing the social media. We're all in the same boat and everyone is a colleague. If all business owners looked at everyone else within a category as a colleague as opposed to competitor, I think every industry would be a lot better. It wouldn't be as cutthroat.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of fantastic people at what they do. She's great at what she does.
Yep.
Andrea's great. Mike's going to be dope at once they open. Let's go. So I can work out at 3:00 in the morning with Andrea.
Looking forward to having you ladies there.
And everything is just different. Like, yes, I'm the business owner. I do laser sometimes here and there. And I have a great team of girls, providers, team members, whatever.
They're all
politically
female
correct.
right
You
now.
know what I mean?
Like, girls, I do the same thing.
They're like my sisters, my
I get
friends.
it,
They're
yeah.
my team, whatever. I love them all. But everyone is great at what they do. And at the end of the day, she's in Mount Kisco. I'm in White Plains. Even if somebody was down the block from me, I want everyone to win. There's how many millions of people in Westchester County?
So many, and so many med spas.
And how
so
many hours a week are you working? 40, 50. Let's say 50.
Like
At 1
70.
hour a day, you can only see 50 people.
Yeah.
So the other 50 people can come my way.
Yeah.
But you guys do different things. That's what I was trying to get at,
We
right?
do, no,
It
we
is
do
different,
we
right?
do
We do similar
complementing,
things.
but the difference is, so our technology we have laser hair removal, we have Botox, we have filler, we do facials, we have therapy, we do exosomes. But we've had clients that come to us that need more. And I refer them out. And people are like, why do you do that? I'm like, because I'm not going to lie to them and sell them something that's not going to work on them. And then I'm not going to, I've been in my industry for 22 years and I have a great reputation. And I refer people out all the time. So if somebody wants something and I don't have it, I could be like, oh, go see so-and-so and go see so-and-so.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Definitely.
like,
And sometimes
she's
it's
amazing.
not a good. It's not one size fits all.
It's not.
either. You know what I mean? Sometimes you'd be
It's-
like, people's vibe are at one place and not the other. You know?
true.
Yeah, how
And
many
so you want
hairdressers are in the
people-
world?
Seriously, I know,
go.
right? That's what I'm saying.
you
You know?
know,
Even with the skincare for men, like I had a wife like a couple months ago, and she was like, "Yeah, I really want my husband to have a facial, but he would never come here." I said, "Well, you know what?
Yeah.
There is a place just for
I
men."
mean-
I said, "If he doesn't want to come here, it's fine, but there's a place. It's called Skincare for Men."
That's very
So she was
true.
like, "Oh my God, really?"
I got
And-
guys driving from Queens
Yeah.
because they said it's just for
Yeah,
men because
guys
that's
like
where
that.
they can feel themselves and let their guard down.
Yeah.
And that's really like the difference. It's just creating the environment where someone can feel vulnerable without being taken advantage of.
Yeah. Amazing.
That's really the reality of
Well
what we
said.
and we all do that, right?
Yeah.
Because we all have to
Yeah.
create an environment where the only way to feel better about yourselves is figuring out, okay, this is what's wrong with me, or admitting what's wrong with me, whether
Yeah.
it's
The root cause.
aesthetic or
yes, root cause.
and
It's
just
for
being able to
everything.
go.
We
from
thought
there,
our business
you know?
was going to be primarily, we were thinking, okay, 90-10, and
90-10 what?
percentage, women versus men coming into the
Really?
drip bar. Yeah,
wow.
we weren't
it's
really
health, so I
sure.
don't see it that way.
Oh no, let me tell you something. We got the giggles one afternoon. I mean, it was a Sunday. I think every wife in town must have said, "Get the hell out of my house," because we had like 9 guys dripping and it was like it was phenomenal. I got listen, we popped their Prosecco, we had espresso going on. It was like these guys were loving it. It was like everybody's talking, where do you play golf? Where do you do this? Where do you do this? Where do you wear? And and they were, it was like, all right, guys, let's go.
I also think because we are a little bit more experienced than the group here. So there's always that meme about the Golden Girls at 56 or whatever, and then they'll show like J-Lo,
Sign me up.
So like J-Lo's in her 50s,
Yes.
and then they'll show what's her name from the Golden Girls,
Yes.
and it's
In
like
her
so
50s.
there was a
Yes.
mentality
Oh my God,
back
that's
in the
so
day that when you
true.
hit a certain age
Yes.
group, you have to act and be a certain way.
Actress, yes.
We're like, oh no.
Listen.
Like, I'm still going to clubs. I'm still going.
Go.
Yeah, I went to Atlantic
She's
City,
going to
Jonathan for my birthday. I turned 48.
Well, I saw that too, and I'm watching from my bed, going, "Go ahead!" I'm watching, go ahead!
It's like tonight. I'm going to go hear Scram Jones at
You
the
looked
Fly
great.
Fish Club.
You looked great.
Because it's
Yeah,
mental. Because
amazing.
I'm not going to allow a number defy
No,
who
ever.
I am.
Yeah.
But physically, we need these. We need to work
Yeah.
out. We need the drips. We need the proper skincare
Yeah.
to help us combat that.
You're right.
That
It's quality
persona.
of life.
Yeah.
It's quality of life. I've thought about this so much because I tell people my age all the time. Even my son's mom, everyone was 56 years old. I'm like, yes, yes, they do. They say, oh, I thought it was your sister. I think it's wonderful. So that doesn't happen as often as you think. But everybody's like, oh, wow. And then they're always like, too, like, well, what do you do? What do you do? How do you do it? And interesting enough, I have a functional doctor, right? And so he's working with us at the drip bar, a little bit. So I'm doing stuff with him. And so we did some testing. And my biological age, though,
Oh, I love that.
What is it?
Biological age.
I'm in my 30s.
No.
Really?
Wow.
I was like, why do my legs hurt then? I'll go through the whole leg. Well, he's like,
You
well,
didn't
sit
dance
down.
enough. That's why you didn't dance enough.
That's it. Well, get off your feet, magnesium, all
Yeah.
of these things, So it goes to show, it just does, and it's really funny because,
mental.
I have had, I've been around younger people too, and sometimes like I'm running circles around them. I'm like, why is this? Like why? And it's like people that go, your
definitely is.
passion, your drive, whatever. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
it's
think it's
definitely
more
your
than that.
mind.
Like you need to know that there is a life to live. And it is a sweet one, but it is what you make out of it. Just like, but you get a lot of kids, they go to all of these, Ivy League schools and everything, and then they come out, and some of them don't know what to do with it.
They're lost.
And it truly is like, it's what you do with it. And it's the same thing. Opportunity comes, and I truly believe that paying it forward, being kind, helping out your neighbor. It's an old thing that they used to do years and years ago. And I think it's coming back.
It is.
I really do. I really think it's coming back, And when someone comes into the drip bar, the first thing I do is I greet them. I'm like, welcome to the drip bar. Nice to meet you. I'm Andrea, and it brings them
A lot
down.
of people don't do
Yeah.
that.
I do. And I'm just like, come on
good.
back, let me show you this. Let me show you that. Have you ever tried, And I comp so many things because and a lot of times I look at them too, I'm like, wow, they look like they had a bad day. Maybe I can change that, and our reviews prove it. They're just like, wow, I was having a really shitty day. And guess what? I walked out of there feeling dynamite. And I'm like, you know what? All right. And then they pay it forward. They go home to their kids. They're a better mom. They go back to their job and all of a sudden they're being productive, And so it is that domino theory. So I'm so sick of the, glass half empty. Oh my gosh. Like stay home and, just, if you see life out of a different lens, and maybe I was forced to sort of do that because I always look at it from myself anyway, is that I was given not one chance, but 2 chances.
Oh,
Shame
yeah.
on me for not doing something with that.
Well, you're
so now
doing
try
it.
to stop me.
You are
know what I
doing
mean?
it.
If that door closes, I'm jumping through that freaking window.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So I'm going to keep doing that for as long as I can. I'm going to pay it forward. I'm going to try to, I may not always do the right thing, but I'm going to try to do the right thing, you know, and try to listen to my inner self, you know.
Yeah.
But it's important, you know, if
love
more
it.
people did that, you know, you never know what may happen for the next generations behind. And that's why I do it too. You know, we got a big generation coming behind us. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, you poor things. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm scared for them in a way, you know.
We got to
like,
educate them.
educate, and also, you know, nothing is handed. You know, has anything
That's
ever been
true,
handed
too.
to you? Like,
No.
handed? No.
No.
Every single thing, you know, it's okay to fail. That's where the lesson is.
Yeah.
The lesson is in the fail. Learn that, brush yourself back up, get up. It's none of your business what people think of you. None of your business, right? So keep doing what you're doing, and don't let anyone else's opinion of you affect you. Ever.
On the way.
Did you read my
Ever.
post the other day on
Ever.
IG?
I really
I had a
listen to you
woman.
all
I had a
night.
woman
Yeah.
stop in last night. And I just thought of it now. And literally, she's my age, and you know, she almost like entered the room announcing, "Oh, I gained some weight." I'm like, "How the hell would I know? Like, I think you look fabulous." Like, so insecure still in herself. Everything was negative. She ended up telling me, like, going back to like her childhood where she was bullied. I'm like, all right, this woman is holding some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm thinking to myself, is this the day? Like, is there a moon outside or something? Because it keeps coming at me.
Well,
Like,
tonight is
Oh.
Happy Chinese New Year,
Okay.
everybody.
Chinese
Year
New
of
Year.
the
Yes.
snake.
Happy
We're
Chinese
going
want
to the
glass
age of
half
Aquarius.
full. Yes.
Full
glass
moon in
half
Aquarius
full.
tonight. So
Manifest
set your
the good stuff.
I love that
manifest.
we
Tonight's
all-
night to manifest.
Manifest the good stuff. We need to do
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that.
and it's funny
yeah.
because I got this in Turkey, and this it's a stone that changes color, and
Oh, wow.
Ooh, it's a
all
Really?
day it's been green.
That's
And it'll
good.
turn into
Interesting.
pink, and it'll turn into brown.
All right.
cool.
That's a good sign. I like
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the stone, but
I think we
Nice.
all want to make people feel
Yeah.
good about themselves.
It starts with
healthy
us, though.
and happy.
Yeah.
It starts with us.
Yeah.
100%.
As the owner, you know,
Yeah.
as the you know, the person who's providing the
Yeah.
service.
our biggest
You
key
know?
for us is that, like, what I think we do differently than a lot, it's I hate to use the word client because everyone has become friends. Like anyone that's walked in through that door,
Yeah.
and you've experienced,
You
it's like
bonded in a
we
sense,
bond
yeah.
where it's just like, okay, we chill
Yeah.
afterwards. Everyone has become like a friend.
Yeah.
Where they're texting me, hey, so, you know, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Or I want to send my wife here, wife there. We build relationships.
And that's what it
Because
is. You're building.
the industry, she can attest to this, and eventually you're going to, because like private equity and VC has entered the wellness space.
Yes, it has.
And has made it cookie cutter.
Yes, it
And
has.
has taken away the humanism
Yes, it
of our
has.
industry.
You're right.
Shame on them.
And so what we're trying to do is bring it back
Yes.
to
And we
the
are.
experience.
The experience.
The human, where you
Yeah.
actually know the person's
Yeah,
name,
it's
or
true.
you know
Yeah.
you know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like
Correct.
all of my whole team knows every single client.
Yeah.
Every client knows them.
Yeah.
Not getting
My
too
son will
personal.
see someone walking
Yeah.
through the door. And he's like, "Oh, hey, Susan,"
That's
and she's
great.
like, "Oh my God, you remembered my name."
Yeah.
And you think God is really good at that, you know. But they love the fact that you're not a number. What do you hear? What you know?
Yeah.
He's not.
Have
he's
a
not there with
seat.
his head down
Yeah.
below. Hey, have a seat. We'll be right with you. No, we are on it. I hear that door. I go running up front. I'm like, "Who's here?" You know, and they're like, "Oh my God," you know.
Customer
if anything, I'm too
service
much
kind
for
of
some of
died a
these
little
people.
bit within
lot
our
of-
industry.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Big time.
I understand. I work in a doctor's
Yeah.
office. I used to be actually at the desk. So I would greet all the patients. I knew
I
them
love it.
all by name,
Yeah.
all our plastic surgery patients. Nowadays, it's a lot harder because a lot of like the new people that came in don't really know the patients, and I'm kind of like,
kinda
wait,
don't
can I
want
just
to.
go
They
out
cut-
there and
they're
greet
cut
my
from a
own
different
patients?
cloth.
I guess I could bring them in,
Yeah.
check them
Yeah.
in, do the facial,
Yeah.
check
Yeah.
them out, and do
Yeah.
everything, and give them a cup of tea because I feel like I need to do that
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
I want them to
I
want to
know.
come back. They're
Yeah.
laying on my couch, not my couch. They're laying on my bed. We're sitting on the couch. They're laying on my bed. They're talking about their whole life. We're kind of like, we're not a therapist, obviously,
Oh,
but
yeah, you
they're
are.
telling us about
Yes,
their.
you are.
Some people want to talk. Some people don't want to talk. You
That
know
is
when
true.
somebody wants to talk.
Read the room.
Yeah.
So when
Read the
somebody
room.
wants to talk, I'm listening to them, and then by the end of the day, I'm like, oh my God, I heard so many stories today. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to like close my eyes and
Yeah.
and just
And
like
protect your energy.
calm down.
I have gone to the car at the end of
And
the
cry.
day.
I cry
and
all the
cry my
time.
eyes
Yeah.
out.
Me too.
Cry my eyes out. The stories and
Yeah.
the energy that I just had
A
to
lot
put
of
out there, you
energy
know.
by
And
touching
people.
and
Protect
I
it.
do. I just have to sit I'm quiet, if you can believe it. I'm actually quiet sometimes, and I am quiet, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Part of me is grateful because of the life that I've created, and part of me is sad because I know that there are people struggling, you know, and being an empath, right, is a part where you try to not absorb that energy, where you can still deflect it because you still have to go on to the next, and so it is a process, and you do have to learn that, you know, throughout so you can keep going.
There's a lot of people like that. They take on everybody else's burden.
And I think, and again, I even think the young girl that I made cry yesterday, I think that was part of her thing. I think she was carrying so much. I'm like, that's not yours to carry. If you're going to be an empath, you just have to learn those boundaries. But it took me years. I was holding so much of everybody else's stuff that I didn't even know. You know, I think, you know, we sit here and I think we're pretty successful in what we do. You know, I'm not talking monetary. I'm talking we're successful in what it is that we do. But for me, I look at it, and we talked about the diamond, right? And the pressure. It's like, I didn't get this way because the shit went right. I got this way because it did not. And so I learned from all of this. But I also know how to treat people, you know, and it takes a lot of energy. But I always say, you know, what comes around goes around. It's a cliche, but it is true.
Absolutely.
And you manifest and you put it out there. And I'm telling you, I've been in places where I was not in a good place. And, you know, when you surrender, and I don't mean giving up, I mean surrender by saying, okay, I'm at this place where now I am ready to receive because I don't know the next thing, and I'm ready to receive. Not a week later, I got that call. Hey, have you ever heard of this place called the Drip Bar? Not a week later.
Wow.
I sat back saying, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I have chills.
I don't know. I don't know.
Leave it up to the.
Yeah, I did.
I
I
don't know
gave
what
it
people-
to
everyone has
God,
a different
universe.
name, yeah.
I gave it. I threw it out there
Absolutely.
saying,
Good.
I don't know
Amen.
what plan there is for me, but this isn't working. And not a week later, you know, but it wasn't just words. I physically, emotionally surrendered to it because I didn't have anything left in me. I didn't have that direction. And now I feel like, oh my God, I'm going in so many different directions that I wish that I could split myself in 10 different, you know, so I can go and do all of it, you know? So I'm honing in on that now and pulling it all back and trying to figure out and keeping my word. You know, I think someone's word is also, I had an incident with someone yesterday that got me very upset. And what I say, I mean.
Yeah.
And so, and if I'm still that handshake girl, you know, I don't have to have that attorney letter. You
I
know,
say that
I'm a
all the time.
handshake.
I say that all
And
the
if
time.
I
That went
say
out the
it,
window
I mean it.
for a lot
I
of
say that
people.
all
You
the
know,
time.
and I had someone, you know, say this to me, and it is within the Drip Bar too, and you know, and it was a handshake, and it was like it wasn't a handshake unless a sweeter deal comes along. I never heard that part, and so and now you know what? You do what you need to do, and I'm going to do what I need to do because I'm not going to let that happen. You know,
100%.
and I've built my reputation because I prove it. I prove it with who I am, how I am. I walk the talk. You know,
And you show up.
and
I can attest
I
for
show
that.
up every single time, you know, so I'm ready. If you want to go, let's go.
Yeah.
So let's go. And I'm ready. And I think they know
Love
it
that.
now too. So
I like
good luck
that.
to them because
yeah.
that's it. You know,
I mean,
you listen, I think if we all just try to be
We're in an industry,
our better selves.
and we spoke about this earlier with like the non-competes and the staffing.
Yeah.
There's a saying that people don't leave good jobs. No, people don't leave bad jobs. They leave bad bosses. And leadership
Yeah.
is crucial.
Yeah.
And if you're honest with yourself and what you do, and that person still decides to leave, deuces.
There
That's
you go.
on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not on. It's
Yeah.
not on me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's
100%.
the industry has. Our industry, specifically
Yes.
the wellness industry,
Yep.
it's very cutthroat
That's
now.
true. It really is.
Where I've had in former businesses that I've owned, you have people trying to poach. Here's another $20 an hour.
and
$50
especially
an hour.
aesthetics, by the way, this is
Yes, because
this
it's-
is very
it's-
common in aesthetics. Let me tell
it's
you,
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sad almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad, and it hurts the industry by doing that. It really does. It hurts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen.
But if you stay true to yourself
Yeah.
and who
That's
you are,
it.
people either going to respect what you do
Or
and
get
what
away.
you're worth.
They're either going to be attracted
You know,
to you, or they're going to be.
we talk about these. We talk about the customers. We talk about the clients. But that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
The staff. And the first thing I said. Now we were 6 months over the new year. I said to my staff too. I said the first thing I said to them was, "Are you happy here? Are you happy here?" The second thing I said to them is, "What can I do differently?" You know, and they were like, "Hire people. We need people. Oh my God, we need people.
I know.
We're so busy. We need people." So, you know, and we're doing that. You know, I listen. I do that. I want to know. You know, I don't know it all, and if I and I want to know. My
Andrea,
biggest thing.
22
I want
years, you're still not going to know it
Yeah.
all
But
because things
that's-
evolve.
Exactly. And
It's-
I always say I want to be the dumbest one in the room because that's the only way I can grow.
100%.
I surround myself with smarter people than me so that I can grow and I can be a better person. You know, it's like because, you know, when you push yourself outside in that comfort zone, you're like, la, 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 you know, but you're like, all right, I'm where I'm supposed to be. Because if you are not nervous, if you are not like, you know, you feel that inside of you, then you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
You have to feel that inside of you. You have to be nervous and say, is this going to? And you're right there. I mean, is this going to work? You haven't opened your doors yet. You're like, if I build it, will they come? Yes, they're going to come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like, yes, but it is that nervousness, you know, we need that. That drives us, you know, because I can't wait to see. I'm like, I'm waiting by the door. Who's coming in? You know,
Yeah.
let's go, you know.
Oh, yeah.
We need that as business owners too. And it goes to show the people that are sitting here, we like what we do. We enjoy what we do. You know, it drives us and we want better. We want better for each other and our industry.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're nearing the end of the podcast. Let's finish strong. Let's run up from HotWorx. Let the people know where they can find you.
We're located.
I tried finding your Instagram, but I think it was the main hot.
It was there's a
HotWorx.
lot of this. So
Do you have your own for your store?
Instagram is HotWorx Westchester.
There
We're
you go.
located at 312 Halsted Avenue, Harrison, New York. We're still at our build out stages, so we're always complete with that. But hopefully we'll be open soon. So we look forward to seeing everybody there.
Any last words or anything you want to leave the people with?
Listen, we look forward to seeing you. We hope for a better 2025 for everybody, especially you ladies over here. So I'll leave with growth, considering Andrea left with growth. And to be honest, I don't think I can match what she just told to the table today.
This was her episode.
I really
This was her
I wish
episode.
there was more people like Andrea in our lives. So thank you for Andrea.
We
for
were
that.
Sorry about
You want to switch seat, Andrew? What is it here?
Next time you have to see.
My son would be like, "You should have known, dude." No one knew out there exactly.
Let the people know about Drip Bar. How they can find
so
you.
the Drip Bar Rye, we're located at 20 Purchase Street in Rye, New York. I know parking can be tough. Give yourself that 15 minutes. It's worth it. It is worth it to come see us. IV vitamin therapy, and we do a whole lot more than that.
What's the Instagram?
So we are thedripbar.rye, and you can find us there. And I'm Andrea.della.mira.
There you go.
All right.
I like that.
Thank you. And thanks for
Lucia,
having me.
plug your how people can find you and any last advice.
So you guys can find me in Chappaqua, New York, in Westchester. It's called Chappaqua Crossing, Northwell Plastic Surgery, and I'm the medical esthetician there. And my Instagram is Lucia.Luppino Skincare. And I'm so happy to be here, and thank you. This was great. I love listening to you. I love listening to everybody, and I feel like all of us share that we want to help people from the inside out, and we're passionate about what we do. It's
Thanks for joining me today.
I was like this the whole time.
I told you should have brought
Let's
this
talk
stuff
about
to
it with Andrea.
Watch what you
Love
ask
this.
for. True.
New intentions.
Yes.
Hannah, plug your IGs and all what you
IG
got coming up.
SYR Studio, SYR Studio, and then I have the number 4 Her Spa on Instagram. And what do we have coming up? Launching New York City next month, right above the old 4040 Club, 25th and Broadway. Excited, and follow us because you're going to see a whole slew of brand ambassadors, a lot of familiar faces
Love it.
coming soon.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're
Thank
excited.
you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Great conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody that watched. Peace
Thank
and
you all.
love.